from the beginning, Dead, you guys just, it's crazy how quickly you guys just blew up. I mean, looking back at 2017, you guys played every major rock festival in the US. I remember catching up with you guys at Rock on the Range. I was on my honeymoon at Rock on the Range when we interviewed
Yeah.
you,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
things were just getting started and heating up at the time, but it just didn't stop. I mean, what did 2017 look like from your perspective with you guys kind of, steering things?
Um, it was wild, man. It was kind of chaotic, like a controlled chaos, I guess, which is kind of like what we. That's what we're in. That's kind of what our music is what
Yeah.
we look at it like that, So yeah, it was like a controlled chaos, man. We had an amazing team working with us,
Hmm.
guiding us in the direction, and then we just dove into everything, just dove in without looking, and we're just like, cool, let's fucking go, let's do it.
Right.
We just wanted to just go out and do everything. So, and we pretty much did. It was crazy looking back on it now. I even just we've been home for a couple of weeks in between the Pop Evil tour and now going out with the In This Moment tour. We leave on Sunday, but
Hmm.
being able to chill for a minute and like looking all my just looking back at the year, it was crazy. It was absolutely nuts, and but it was great. It was what I imagine anybody would want their debut album to be like. It
Yeah.
was great.
Was
Yeah.
there anything that happened or any experiences you had that maybe weren't anything near what you thought they would be? Maybe, you know, bigger than going into something, this is going to be big, but was a lot bigger than you thought it'd be, or just something that took you guys off guard that was like, holy shit, in 2017.
I would say, and in 2017 for sure. But even just this whole experience, everything has caught us off guard. We didn't expect to do any of these things. Like you can't expect to do these things when you're starting a band because we've been in bands before. You put your best foot forward. You try to make the best music you can, and it resonates with people however it does. But like this time, it just popped really hard. And so there's no way you can expect this. The feeling of playing some of those festivals like Rock on the Range or Louder Than Life
Yeah.
or whatever, um, you're playing if you can't see the end of the crowd. We've never done that before, like to where it's just like thousands apart. Like I don't know how many people it is. It's so many, and
Right.
it's just like a sea, and it's very surreal. It's like a dream almost. And then after you do it a couple times, it's a little more chill. You're cool. But the first couple times you do it, it's like, wow, this is nuts. So that was one of them. Just meeting some of the people we met, um, and
Mhm.
it's just as hard as it is fun. It really is a perfect equilibrium of things like that. So
Right. One song that I love, probably obviously I loved Anti Everything and FMFY when those songs came out, but when I got the album, Remember the Enemy is the one that really is my favorite one off of the record. And the
oh,
video,
thanks.
yeah, man, the video for that song just kicks ass. Can
Thank
you
you.
tell? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a really cool video. Can you tell me about making that video and what that experience was like?
Um, well, we did it with Fred Durst.
Hmm.
He directed the Anti Everything video as well. So we went back and did it with him out in LA in like an old abandoned zoo. And it
Yeah.
was creepy. We were there till like 4 in the morning,
Oh
and
wow.
we were like I was jumping around in like old animal cages and shit, and I
Nice.
like broke my big toe on one of
Oh,
my feet because I was like slamming into the cage over and over again, and it was fun. I mean, it was great. Like working with Fred is awesome, and the video turned out great. It's creepy and
yeah.
like fucking whatever. It's great.
Nice. Now,
Yeah.
you guys have another video you guys are going to be doing that's going to be coming out soon. What's the next video for? What's the video for the next song you guys are going to be doing? And do you have
Uh,
anything in mind for what that's going to be?
yeah, we're doing we shooting it tomorrow in Arizona. We're doing Wednesday and Thursday. We're going to be shooting for 2 days on this one because we want to do a lot of different sets and things like that in this one to make it really eye-catching and unique. We're doing this one with our good friend Shandan Horan,
Okay.
who is at Century Media for a while, and now he's at Outer Loop.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, he does a lot of. He's just great, and I've known him for forever. He's from Arizona, so we're doing like an Arizona thing,
Nice.
pretty much just keeping it at home because the last couple were out in LA. So
Hmm.
yeah, really cool. I don't want to share what it's going to be
Sure.
because I want it to be exciting when people see it, but it's for the song "Hate Me."
Okay.
That's going to be the new single, and it should be going to radio soon.
Nice. That's awesome,
Yeah,
man. Every video has been really well done, so I'm excited to see this one. It's gonna.
thank you.
There's nothing about this album that's been disappointing. It's just everything's been so good.
That's
Um,
great, man. Thank you.
absolutely. I've I don't know if you've gotten this question a lot, but me personally, I've always wondered the contact lenses. Who came
Mhm.
up with that idea? Where did that come from? And what was it about that visual that made you guys want to do that?
Um, well, it was just, like when we first started doing what ended up being called Dead it was just like me and David being in the studio, and like we always just make music together. David has a studio. He's an engineer. He'd engineered like a lot of different albums that we've done around here, around in
Mhm.
Arizona. And so we would just go over there and just write songs. And so we were hanging out and we were talking with some friends. We were talking about like why don't bands sound like this or that anymore? And so we kind of came up with like we wanted to sound like this. This was the sound we wanted to go for. And then as we did it, it was just fun. And we are like, well, we should we're just having fun with it. That was all it
Mhm.
was. We came up with the contacts. We put them in. We're like, this looks fucking weird. This is cool. Let's do this. It was just really just fun, and it was just like
Cool.
cool. Like let's just do whatever we want. That was all it was. There was no intentions of like this will be sick someday when we're playing this festival and whatever. It was no intentions of that. It was like,
Right.
this is fun. We're having fun. We had gotten to a point where music kind of didn't feel fun anymore because we'd been through the industry a couple times in older
Sure.
bands and been shit on and spit out, and so we were like, we just want to do this for ourselves. That was what it was.
I mean, it looks badass. I mean, it's memorable and it fits. It's really cool. I
Thank
absolutely
you.
love it. One thing that
Thank you.
really, yeah, man. One thing that really stood out to me was when you played here in Indy in Noblesville was Corn.
Yeah.
We don't have an active rock station here, so I
Oh,
wasn't.
really?
Yeah, we don't. It's gone. It's been gone for years. So I wasn't sure, especially with you guys going on first, how many people would be familiar with Dead. And one thing that
Right.
blew me away was everybody knew Dead. It was huge. That pit opened up. I mean, it was a great reaction. I mean, were there any cities that you were pleasantly surprised at how well the fans received the music and how much fans knew you?
Almost every single one.
Okay.
Really, honestly, like because especially on that was like our first like tour,
Hmm.
like as Dead. So almost every single time we would go out there because we're kind of realists. We don't like pat ourselves in the back. We're not like, oh, we're fucking, we're doing
Right.
great. We're like, we'll see how this goes. Who knows how it's going to be today, and it always ends up being cool, but we don't go out there like thinking we're bad at, we're like, fucking awesome or anything. We're always going out there being like, we're going to go out there and we're going to work for this. We're going to earn it. We're going to go as hard as we can. And, and
Mhm.
so, yeah, every time, when we get out there and people are reacting like that, it's like a crazy thing. It's awesome.
Definitely, man.
Yeah.
Finally, you guys are, because I know we're running short on time, but you guys starting out the year off right. You're hitting out with POD in this moment, and then Shiprock, which is the best way to spend the winter. I mean,
Yeah, pretty much. Although
every
in Arizona right now, it's like 70 degrees. It's like perfect. I'm wearing like
um,
shorts and stuff. It's
oh
awesome.
man,
But yeah,
I'm in India and it's like -10, so
I know. I
it's
see that, man. It's crazy.
it seems like everybody tours here in India and in the Midwest and the East Coast in the winter time when it's freezing cold out and it's
Right.
horrible. You guys are doing it
Terrible weather.
right. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
horrible. You guys are doing it right. You're going on a cruise. And I mean,
Right.
how pumped are you guys to do this in this moment tour and then Shiprocked? I mean, especially the bill on Shiprocked.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. In this moment is like incredible. They've been so awesome meeting
Yeah.
them, and we've done some shows with them this year.
Yep.
Um, love them. Have met the POD guys too, and so it's a really cool thing just to like meet people and like go on a tour with cool people for sure that you get along with. So sorry, like moving around.
You're good.
But yeah, no, like so stoked for it. Like in this moment, their new album's incredible, and
Mhm.
to like go out and like just play with them, and we learn from every single band we tour with too. Whether it be behind the scenes or on stage, and so we're always like studying, and it's just gonna be great. And New Year's Day is on that as well,
Yeah.
and they're awesome, become friends of ours as well. And then so dude, yeah, just looking forward to it. And as far as Shiprock goes, it's It's gonna be crazy. And everybody keeps telling me I can't. I have no idea what we're about to do.
Right.
So I've accepted that, and I'm just gonna be like, cool, let's see how it goes, and I'm gonna try to pace myself because
Yeah.
I've talked to some friends that have done it before, and they're like, yo, just make sure you pace yourself because
Yeah.
like it's pretty crazy. So
Yeah, everybody I talk to is like, dude, you got to do Shiprocked. I'm like, I don't know if that's a great idea. It's either going to be really good or really bad. We'll see one of these years. But man, Joe, thank you so much for taking time. Everything
Yeah.
has been so exciting to watch from the very beginning to now, and it's just getting started. And I can't wait to see what a sophomore album is going to look like down the road.